Hey lovely people, I hope you all are doing well. Today in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all 4 ways you can eliminate breakage and increase length retention. These are ways that I've included in my natural hair journey that has helped me to retain so much length over the years and to reduce the amount of breakage that I've experienced. As you all know, your hair is always growing, and your hair, it grows from the root. But if you've ever felt like your hair wasn't growing, it's probably because your hair is breaking off at a faster rate than it is growing. So if you're interested in knowing how I've been able to really retain as much length as possible and increase my natural hair growth and decrease breakage, then please stay tuned and watch this video all the way through. All right, you all. So the first tip that I have to share with you all to retain length and reduce breakage is to keep your hair trimmed. Keep your hair trimmed. Now, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you need to make sure you're doing it every 3 weeks. I mean, not every 3 weeks, every 3 months, every 6 months on a dot. How frequently you decide to trim your hair, that's on you. But if and when you need a trim your hair. That's a better way to put it. If and when you need a trim your hair. Okay, I don't subscribe to the whole, every 6 months, because honestly, everyone is different. For me, for instance, I can get a trim just once a year. Like, I don't have to do the whole every 6 months thing. And I think it's because I don't wear my hair out a lot and I don't manipulate it. My ends are rarely exposed to the environment. And I keep my hair moisturized, so I think that's the reason why I'm able to go. I think that's the reason why I'm able to just stick to one time a year, and it works for me, okay? Because I know my hair. All right. If you're different, if you, for whatever reason, if your hair seems to split faster, then trim it when you need it. But it is important because I notice a great difference in my hair when I trim it. It's easier for me to detangle, and it just is much healthier. My ends aren't straggly and tangling together, because when your ends get straggly, it does like tangle together and cause unnecessary knots at the ends. It puts a lot of stress on your ends because your hair is just splitting at the ends, and it continues to split up and up and up the hair shaft, okay? I don't know if you've all ever took a strand of your hair and you can just see it splitting. There have been times where I've had like multiple splits in one strand, but all that's going to continue to do is going to split off, or the little split end, it may just break off and cause your hair to just be very thin at the ends. I don't know if y'all have ever seen like those people who are women who get their hair trimmed, and you can like see exactly where they need to trim it off. That's because split ends is basically thinning ends. It leads to thinning, and it'll continue to go up and up and up. So trim your ends. It is very important to trim your ends, and it will eliminate a lot of unnecessary tangles, okay? I totally recommend. I always see a big difference when I get my hair trimmed. Okay, so this next tip, as you all know, recently in my videos, I've been advocating about this tip a lot, and I have been saying that I'm being more intentional about implementing this in my natural hair regimen, which is to keep your hair stretched, okay? Especially if you're a type 4 girly like myself, where your hair tends to coil and shrink up and all of that. It is important to keep your hair stretched, okay? Especially for type 4 girlies. Love my hair texture, I embrace it, but I know what's best for my hair, all right? Some people may have their whole opinion on keeping the hair stretched, but hey, you do what works best for you. I've noticed that when I keep my hair stretched, I experience less tangles. It's easier for me to detangle, and essentially less single strand knots. And y'all already know how single strand knots can be the worst. So anything that'll make my life easier when it comes to my natural hair, I'm all for it. And stretching definitely does make my life easier. it eliminates tangles and unnecessary breakage. Like you can't go wrong with keeping the hair stretched, whether you're choosing to use heat or use a non-heat method to stretch the hair, which I did do a video about that. All right, moving on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 to increase length retention and reduce breakage would be a tip that I rarely mention and I rarely hear a lot of like natural hair girlies speak on, but that is to maintain scalp health. Maintain scalp health is pretty simple. Just making sure your scalp is clean, because at the end of the day, you want to have a healthy scalp, because your hair, it grows out of your scalp. So you want to make sure your hair is healthy, your scalp is healthy, I mean. So that means making sure you're scrubbing your scalp, clarifying your scalp, shampooing your scalp when needed. I know some naturals, they do the whole long-term protective style for like 3-4 months. If that works for you, hey, but keep in mind there are a lot of like dermatitis, scalp conditions that you can experience if you are not taking care of your scalp, and in turn that can affect your hair growth. You may experience hair loss and unnecessary shedding if you are not adamant about caring for your scalp health. And the only thing that really comes to mind when I think of scalp health is washing your scalp, shampooing your scalp, okay? Of course, we don't have to shampoo our hair as often as others may have to, because our hair is different, but definitely want to make sure we are maintaining a clean scalp, okay? For me personally, it's best for me to wash my hair bi-weekly. Anything after that, my scalp gets itchy, it gets gucky, and it just produces a lot of sebum, okay? So keeping a clean, healthy scalp is also crucial to increasing length retention and reducing breakage. All right, I'll probably do more separate videos to go more in depth, because I know I really don't speak on scalp health a lot. And also another thing that ties into scalp health is like if your scalp is dry. I don't know about y'all, but I do suffer from dry scalp. So just being adamant about, you know, making sure the scalp is hydrated to eliminate those dry patches and flakes, all right? And last but not least, the 4th way to reduce breakage and increase length retention is less manipulation. The less manipulation, the better. The better. And I can attest to this. Y'all see how my hair is? This is how my hair is 99% of the time. I'm just now getting into like wearing it out and twist outs more often, but 99% of the time my hair is twisted up, okay? My hair is twisted up. I would like to style it more, like doing more natural hairstyles, but even then it's still gonna be less manipulation. I don't be doing all them tight hairstyles. I don't be getting my hair braided 1 month, then boom, getting it braided again, then boom, getting it braided. Like, if you're gonna style your hair, you know, you wanna wear your sew-ins, your braids and everything like that, because it looks good. Give your hair a break in between, okay? Because getting those styles back to back like that is stress on your hair strands. Wearing your hair braided and then taking it out and getting it braided right back again, that's stress on your hair, okay? And it's gonna do more harm than good, okay? Braids and all of that, those high manipulation hairstyle, it is only protective if you are intentional about it being protective. So getting hairstyles back to back, especially if it's very manipulation where you gotta pull and tug and all this slicking back and all of that, understand that comes with a cost. It pays, sometimes it pays to look good. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a saying. It pays to look good. So sometimes you paying with your strands, with your hair strands, a strand or two, you know what I'm saying? You losing an unnecessary hair strands and experiencing unnecessary breakage because you're doing too much. Sometimes just twist it up, style it how you want to, but just be mindful of the amount of manipulation that's being done to your hair, because over time that will lead to breakage and that will lead to thinning edges. Okay, if and whenever I go to a hairstylist and I just somehow got possessed to sit my behind down in a stylist seat, okay, they always ask me, oh, how do you wear your hair? And I tell them like this, twisted, because that's the God honest truth. And I do feel like that has helped me tremendously to grow my hair out. If you don't do nothing at all, just leave your hair alone and let it be. It'll help it grow tremendously. And I can attest to that, okay? So comment down below, share your thoughts with me. Let me know what you feel about these 4 ways that I've just explained to you all. Provide your input. Let me know what you're doing to reduce breakage and increase length retention. Also, comment down below some videos you all would like to see me do regarding natural hair, or anything for that matter. It really doesn't matter. Any videos you all would like to see me do, talk about, whatever, comment down below. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace and blessings. Way number 3 to increase hair growth and increase length